What would you say the worst wedding guest by age? Like what if you, because I hope you ask, when you talk to your couples, hey, what kind of guests are going to be there? Like what are the age ranges, all that, right? What are the worst ages? What's the worst group of people to have at a wedding? If you had a wedding, who would you not invite, right? And I want to put this out there too, because maybe a couple come across it and maybe they'll heed my advice here, right? And whoever their DJ is, they won't know it, but I saved them. Now, first reaction, okay, worst wedding guests. I know what you're thinking. The first thing you think of is old people. Old people. They're old. They like older music. Harder to get to dance because they're not as limber. They generally leave early after cake and all that. They complain about the music being too loud. There's a lot of downfalls to old people at a wedding. But the good things about it is at least they slow dance, right? They'll typically slow dance. Some of them will fast dance and have a good time, right? They probably leave a lot of money in the card for the couple, I guess, right? I mean, there's upsides to inviting old people. And then, you can complain that they leave early, but honestly, they leave early and then now you don't got to worry about them, right? So you can get into the newer stuff later. So it's not too bad. So the second thing you could say sucks at weddings, like group, like, right, and we're going to crown a winner here, okay? So this is number one, old people. How about babies? That's number two. Babies. They cry. They don't contribute. They just sit there and they cry and they distract their parents. And now the parents can't really have a good time. Parents generally, they have a baby with them. They're not going to drink. They're not going to loosen up. They're not going to, they're not going to twerk. They got a kid with them. They got to watch the kid, make sure the kid doesn't get in any trouble. It could ruin, it could cry during speeches or a ceremony. I get that. But babies don't have any song requests. Think about it. Babies don't give a shit. If it's like a toddler don't care. A toddler will take his shirt off. He'll have his beer belly hanging out and he'll just dance right on the dance floor. A toddler will dance. It's true. They make for a great moment during the ceremony. If one of them's like the ring bearer or the flower girl or something, they always walk down. Everyone's like, oh, how cute, So there's pros and cons of babies. Right? Well, that brings me to the third group, okay? And that's teenagers. Let's talk teenagers. I'm going to start with, I don't think there's anything good about teenagers at a wedding. At all. At all. I can't think of an upside. They're too young to drink, so they're not going to drink. They're too cool to dance, so they're not going to dance. They're just going to sit there and take up space and be on their phones all night. And just be like, ugh, this sucks, right? Ugh, my life is so hard. Ugh. We all know teenagers. I'm sure some people in the chat have a teenager at home, that you're raising. So they just generally have a bad vibe. I would say 5% of them will dance. 5%. Definitely 0% of the guys will dance. 5% of the girls, maybe, if you're lucky. And some of them will even request a song and not even dance, but just request something they want to hear. Or the ones that do dance, they'll request a song, but it's always like something like Lil Xan or some shit. Can you play Vicodin by Lil Xan? No, I can't. What are you, stupid? Right? So I don't know. What do you think, people? I know what I think, okay? We got the old people, but there's pros and cons. We got the babies, but there are pros and cons. The teenagers, it's all cons. So if you're planning a wedding and you're watching this, I highly recommend you tell teenagers to stay home. They can't drink, or they might try and drink underage. They're not going to dance. They're not going to contribute to the party. They don't know how much to give in a card. They're not going to do anything like that, right? They're just going to sit there and just be miserable. So I'm going to crown them. Let me know what you guys think. But I think teenagers get the crown. They're the worst wedding guests. By far. By a long shot. And I'm hoping, okay, there's not a DJ tip in here, but I'm hoping, okay, I'm putting this out there because I'm hoping that maybe, just maybe, I can influence someone to not invite these fuckers. Just maybe. And whoever the DJ is just going to have, it's going to be better. All they do is take up space. They don't contribute to the party, nothing. They just take up space.